Welcome back to my channel at graceobiyo. I'm so excited to share today's story with you. This video talks about my journey to graduate school, how I started, and what the journey looked like for me. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Enjoy. I have always been someone who really knew what she wanted from life. Luckily, I knew that I wanted to be in the academia, and for me to get to the academia, I needed to have a higher degree. That is, I needed to go for my master's, I needed to have a PhD. So I knew this quite on time that this is the path I wanted to tread while I was in Nigeria. Immediately after my NYSC, what we call the National Youth Service Corps, is like a scheme where people are told to serve the country for like 1 year after their first degree, their bachelor's. So immediately after my NYSC, I quickly applied for my master's at the University of Ibadan. That was in 2015, and waited, and I had to start sometime in 2016. And luckily for me, when I got to University of Ibadan, I didn't really know that there were I knew there were opportunities to study abroad, but I really didn't know how to go about those opportunities. I felt that someone had to send you a kind of link, and before you could apply, and then you wait for an offer letter. So every time always waiting for links. Luckily, there was a program that was held, and we had one of our religious leaders then in the church. He talked to us about the opportunities in the US and how we can harness it and all that was involved. I must tell you that schooling in that university really opened my eyes. It changed my mind and made me understand that there are lots of opportunities out there for me to harness, that my dream of studying abroad was valid and it could actually come to pass. Immediately after my master's in 2018, I started preparing for the GRE, that's the graduate record exam. And I prepared for this exam for 6 months because this was my first time being exposed to that kind of exam, and it's one of the toughest exams I have ever written, I must tell you. And I wrote this exam sometime in November. I wrote it twice. I didn't get the desired score I wanted, and then I wrote again. Within this period, I prepared and wrote the TOEFL test of English as a foreign language, because most schools in the United States required you to have a test score, especially if you are going to be a teaching assistant. Luckily, this GRE has been waived by many schools, even TOEFL, and some courses have waived it, but there are still some courses, especially people in engineering, that still need GRE. So it is very important that you find out the school you want to apply to, their requirements, if they still need it, and all of that. I started sending cold emails as I learned, but just got a few positive responses to apply in 2018. So I did my first application, and unluckily it didn't go through. I didn't even get any positive response. I just started to just apply, and it didn't scale through. I got lots of "we're sorry to inform you, we're sorry." 2019, I tried again. I beefed up my CV. I wrote a different statement of purpose. I sent out cold emails again, and luckily I got a positive response from one of the professors in one of the universities, only for me to apply, and unfortunately I wasn't admitted. If I applied to 2 or 3 schools in 2019, and then 2020 I tried again, and nothing. It was a very Herculean task. I must tell you, it takes a lot of courage to keep applying every year and keep getting rejected. But I mean, this is what I wanted, so I was ready to go all out for it. In 2021, I took a break, and again in 2022, when I got the green light from one of the professors, I attempted to apply. I applied again, and guess what? That was when my breakthrough came. That was when I got my first yes. But that was the only university I applied to that year. More like I took yes, I know. But this was it. Like, this is I said this has to work, and I was so lucky and blessed that by God's grace I got the desired answer that I had always been yearning to hear. Mind you, I have friends who applied to 4 or 5 schools who all got admitted in these schools. If I have people who were even in the middle of, oh, which one should I choose, which one should I not choose. So there are people who actually do this once, twice, and get not just one admission but several admissions. Last year, I shared some tips on some mistakes I made that was making me to keep getting rejected, and some other general mistakes I've heard from people that people have been making that could hinder them from being getting admitted, especially in the US. And I also shared some things, tips to avoid to get into your desired course and your desired university. And I could tell you, I didn't know that some people were listening and watching until I started getting feedbacks, and luckily I have about 3 persons in my circle that I know that got admitted and will be starting in the US by this fall, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm also so proud of myself for going out there to put out this information that I have. Of course, someone helped me, someone showed me the way, and that's why I am also here to show you the way. That is what my channel is set to do. So if you are watching this and you have not subscribed, you're going to be missing a lot, because I have a lot in store to share, a lot of tips, a lot of things to share. So I want you to subscribe so that once you meet out, you will always get the notification. But you won't even have to miss out. You get the notification and you will always watch our videos. And we're in June, and very soon, by September, towards the end of August, September, applications will open up again for next year. And I promise you, so many persons are scared, so many persons are going to be avoiding applying to the US, but at the same time, there will be so many openings. Yes, because we won't have as much applications as possible. So I want you to be one of those who would want to attempt, who would want to, take the bold step by submitting a well-packaged application. And you're going to have all the guides you need to package your application, to how to package your CV, to how to write your statement of purpose, to how to send cold mails, I'm going to be bringing, like I said, I'm going to bring some few persons from some fields to share some of their experiences with us and some things that are required from you in those fields. So you do not want to miss all of this. By next week, I'm going to be sharing some of these tips again to help you with your school search, because sometimes some person's challenge is that they apply to the wrong schools. They don't even know how to search for schools. So I'm going to be sharing tips on how to search for schools and the kind of schools that could suit your profile, kind of. So if this is really what you want, and many other things I'm going to be sharing about the journey, or someone who is going to need this valuable information, kindly subscribe, like, comment. It helps to boost the algorithm of our videos. And also share these videos to people in your community. Who knows, this is likely going to be the breakthrough that one person needs to start their graduate school journey. Thank you once again. I'm Graceobiyo, and a PhD student and a career advancement enthusiast. Bye.